Morning everybody, how you all doing? First off, just want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel and commenting on my videos. It's much appreciated. That really does help out the channel algorithm wise and helps to grow the channel. Thanks for liking, sharing and that sort of stuff as well, really appreciate it. Right, so today's video, talking about the police again, because I was looking at some stats on X, and it seems that in the past year recruitment for the police has dropped 17%. Now, it was low before. They're already struggling to recruit people for many years now, and part and parcel of that is because it's just a shit job. Nobody wants to do it. There's actually more people now leaving the police force than is actually joining them. So they're in an existential crisis with recruitment, as is the army. Both these two organisations are having trouble recruiting, as are most of the armed forces. And it's mainly due to woke ideology creeping in. Woke ideology, not being able to do the job. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on this later today. Well, some of the police officers gave their reasons why they left the police, and it's just confirming everything that we already knew, really. Low morale, treated poorly, not allowed to do the jobs, wokeness, all that kind of stuff. And it's one of the main reasons I left the security industry as well. In my opinion, the SIA license is the biggest mistake in the security industry's history. It really is. It was brought in to regulate security firms and make sure everybody had proper training regarding security. And it's gone woke. It's gone woke like everything else. It basically ties a security officer's hands and doesn't allow them to do the job. They're not even allowed, even though legally they are allowed to. They're not allowed to whilst they're on duty to actually protect themselves. Because what will happen is they will either just get sacked. The company they've been put into won't back them. That's the usual case. They'll either get moved on and that sort of thing. So security officers, that's why a lot of them just stand there and do nothing, because that's literally all they're allowed to do, is just stand there and do nothing. I've tried to explain this a few times to people on X. Most stores and retailers, they have a no hands-on policy, a deter not detain policy, which means shoplifters majority of the time just get away scot-free. Basically, security officers aren't allowed to do anything to stop them. They just have to stand there and record them on their body-worn cameras like I've got, and then the police never turn up. Police never turn up, and the footage just gets deleted after a month because of GDPR rules. So majority of the time, nothing really ever happens. Some security firms have it's a scheme you can sign up to if you're a security firm, where you can actually take out a civil prosecution against shoplifters. So you take down the details, and then this scheme pursues a civil claim against them for recovery of the items. The thing is, the issue with this is we have no power to force people to give their details, and that there's no penalty if they give false details as well. So half the time these people just give false details, walk out the shop door, and nothing's ever recovered. So yeah, that's part and parcel why you'll see a security officer in a supermarket or a retail store do absolutely nothing, and when they do, they get thrown to the wolves, and it just serves as a deterrent to other officers just to not do anything. It's not worth it. And you've got to think, a lot of these security officers are on minimum wage. Are you really going to want to tackle a nut job on meth with a knife for minimum wage for people who couldn't give a toss about you and will throw you under the bus at the first opportunity? And this leads me into the police force, because it's the same sort of situation within the police force. You know, there are some officers out there that want to do their job. They really do. But their hands are tied. And good officers are far and few between in the police force. Now, because so many have left, the good officers are all leaving. And it just leaves you with the dregs that shouldn't have been there in the first place, staying because they know how to play the system. They pretend to be woke. They go along with the wokeness, because wokeness is what gets you through the ranks and gets you higher up, gets you more pay. And that's what's happening within the police force. All the good ones are leaving, all the shit ones are staying, and that's why we've got the quality of police that are out on the streets at the minute. It's shocking. It's shocking the way this country's going. And this leads me to something else that I was going to talk about as well. So many of you have probably heard about the incident at the Britannia Hotel, Canary Wharf, where an individual allegedly entered the home of an elderly blind woman. She'd just come out of hospital. Many people reported this person to the police. Was escorted back into the hotel, wasn't detained. And when the police were asked why you hadn't been arrested, they just said that we can't arrest him because all he did was enter a house, he didn't steal anything. Which is pathetic, because I thought attempted burglary was a crime. Is it just me? Maybe Steve can come and wave in on this one, because, you know, attempted burglary, breaking and entering somebody's home without permission. Are they seriously going to class that as trespass because he didn't do anything? Apparently the young lady as well, allegedly, this is allegedly, I haven't actually confirmed this yet, but apparently there was a young lady at the scene who chased him away, and apparently the police did arrest her for causing the individual who entered the property alarm and distress. You can't make this shit up, can you, anymore? You really can't. Every day seems to be like an April Fool's Day on X, Twitter, because it's like, I literally can't tell parody accounts from the real thing anymore when they're trying to parody the far left, because you can't parody something like that, because they half the thing these parody accounts do, you could probably say, yeah, that's something that the far left would do. You can't parody them. They're a parody of themselves at this point. It's very hard to parody something like that. A lot of people get caught out all the time. They see these joke accounts on Twitter coming out with some insane shit about the far left, and you think, yeah, that's completely plausible in this day and age, and you believe them, and then you find out it's a parody account. But insane. Anyway, bit of a short one today, not much today. This is Vindicator, sign off.